All right, we are headed to Vanuatu for our family mission trip, but I just wanted to share some tips on getting referrals and getting bookings, because it really is a key skill that if you can learn this and get good at it, because it really is just something you can learn, it really makes your business so much easier. So let's talk about the referrals first. When you're meeting with someone, there's a strategy in asking specifically about health needs. So you'll want to look at their list that they've had on their custom enrollment form, and you'll just want to kind of refer to some of those. So you'll say something like, who else do you know that is dealing with allergies or digestive issues or struggling sleeping or anxiety, in their family? And just be quiet for a minute, because there's a strategy here in asking them specific health issues, because what it does is it gets their brain thinking about specific people, and they likely know other people that are dealing with those things, right? People talk about their health like the weather. You've heard that, right? And so they probably know of other people that are dealing with those same things that they and their family have dealt with. So when you ask them that, it brings specific people to their mind. And then at that point, they're so much more open to being willing to share, because they're now thinking of people, right? And you provided them a great experience. You really dialed into their needs. And so just saying something like, are you open to meeting with me and them so that they can learn about this? And have these solutions in their home. Or we could do a workshop online or in your home with a few of them, and we could just have them all come together at once and learn about it. What would be easiest? So again, I've given 2 yes options. Did you hear how I did that? So I didn't ask them yes or no, do you want to do it? I said we could do this or we could do that. And if they don't want to do something, they're going to let you know. They're not going to, you don't need to be pushy, you don't need to be salesy. But when you give those 2 yes options, it honestly makes it easier for people, because part of the problem of why they might not give a referral or why they might say no is they can't decide, or they feel unsure, they don't feel confident in themselves, or in that experience. So by you giving them those yes options of, are you open to meeting with me and them, and we can talk through and help them learn about this and get some solutions, or we could do it in a class, online or in your home, that just opens that up and makes it easy for them to feel confident and to feel like, oh yeah, I could do that. So the next one is the bookings. And this is definitely, again, a skill that you will develop. But have fun, be yourself, right? Make some jokes, be silly, but really show up and provide value. Take the time to learn the content of the class so that you can feel confident as you share about it. But one of the biggest reasons that people won't book is just simply because you don't ask them, really. And so making sure you do that 3-question close with confidence at the end if you're doing an in-person class. I also like to do something called the ticket game at the end, where it's just a fun way that I get to share the benefits of doing a class. And so I'll just have, a stack of products that is, and I'll do things that are inexpensive so I can show a lot, so it looks really rewarding. Maybe the PB Assist Plus, the toothpaste, the shower gel, a deep blue stick, the electrolytes, just maybe around $100 worth of products. And I'll have some just tickets with me, and some people like to do this with chocolate, but you could say, okay, we're just gonna take a couple minutes here. Anything you wanna ask me about my job or hosting a workshop online or in your home, remember, you're always gonna wanna offer both of those, because again, it opens people up, and they're less likely to say no, because they are thinking of how they could make it work and have a good experience, either online or in their home. So you can ask me anything you want, and you'll wanna say no questions on products, just my job or hosting a workshop. And you'll get a ticket for asking a question. And you can give them a couple questions to ask, just so they kind of get the idea. You could ask, like, what do you get for hosting a workshop? Or, how much does it cost to get started? Or anything like that. Ready, set, go. And then people will ask. Even if you just have a couple people, still do it. It's really fun. Be silly, have fun with it. Like when somebody asks, what do you get for your hosting? I'll usually kind of just be really silly and be like, oh, I'm I'm so glad you asked. Golden question, ding, ding, ding. Because I just told them to ask that question, right? And so it's kind of funny. I'll give them 2 tickets, but then I'll just stack on their lap and show them, look, you can get this. They said, this is just the average. You know, everybody's different on what they get for free, but this is pretty typical of what someone would get for free when they host a workshop. And then I'll just stack all those things on their lap, and they're like, wow, that's amazing. So again, it just plants those seeds in people's mind to, like, oh, maybe I do want to share with a few people. I'd love to get all those things for free. I love to do the spa bar. The Correct-X is amazing. And when I stack those things on their lap, I'll just say one sentence about why it's so awesome. So I would say, if I do the PB Assist Plus, I'd say these taste like a pixie stick. They're so delicious, and it's micro-encapsulated, so it actually survives to your gut, and there's no sugar. Kids absolutely love these, and adults too, as a treat, with amazing, a lot of strains of different probiotics. And then the toothpaste, there's no fluoride or sulfates, so it's not carcinogenic, but it has hydroxyapatite to harden your tooth enamel. Hydroxyapatite, it's called. Super amazing and whitening. When I do the Correct-X, I'll say, like, I never go anywhere without this. If somebody gets a cut or scrape or anything with the skin, it's incredible to help it heal so much faster. So again, I'm just taking a couple minutes, but I'm also dropping some seeds for more products, and it's really fun. So you would do that in an in-person class. Online, obviously, I would not do that. You have a shorter time frame online to keep their attention. But for an in-person workshop, it's really fun to do that. And it just really helps people be thinking about hosting a class. So then after you finish that game, then you'll say, okay, so just write the numbers 1, 2, and 3 underneath each other in the notes part on your paper, and you can show them that. And then just ask them the 3 questions. Are you open to getting the products in your home at a discount? No, maybe, or yes. Next to number 2. Again, be confident here. You've probably thought of several people that would really benefit from learning about this. If you are open to sharing with them, again, I'm using language that's totally focused on the other people, their friends and their family, right? So if you're open to sharing with them in your home or online or from your phone, write no, maybe, yes. And getting all the fun free stuff, I like to add that in too. And then if you are open to learning more about getting your products paid for or earning any extra income with doTERRA, no, maybe, or yes. And then just make sure that look at the form that's next in this training about what to say if they do a maybe. And again, you're going to use that same principle of giving 2 yes options. You don't need to be pushy, you don't need to be salesy, but again, it just helps kind of people gain the confidence and walk through it in a way that is encouraging to them. And if they don't feel comfortable or if they don't want to do it, they'll tell you, let's say, they'll tell you their concerns. I'm worried that, I don't want to have enough people, and you can reassure them and overcome those objections, right? You know what? Even with a couple people, it's totally worth it. Then I would say something like, I'm so grateful that my friend invited me and didn't give up, even though I didn't come the first couple times she invited me. But it's been such a blessing to my family. So whoever comes, it will be worth it, right? That's how I would address that one. Another common concern is people will say, well, my house, I don't know if I really have room. You could say, you know what? It's really great to be cozy, but a lot of times somebody there at the class will be willing to have it in their home, or a lot of times they might have a friend or family member that would host it if they really feel like they can't do it at their house. If it's warm, you could do it at a park or do it somewhere else besides a home setting. And then another concern that I've heard is like, I just don't know if my friends, I don't want them to feel pressured, you know what I mean? And I would say something like, you know what? I totally relate to that. I would never want my friends to feel pressured either. In fact, when you invite people, you can let them know. You don't have to buy anything. If there's something you want to get, great. But you can remove that pressure so that they realize they can just come and learn. And most likely, if you provide a great presentation, they're of course going to see how much the products will bless them and want to have them in their home. You never want to say, you don't have to buy anything. You always want to qualify that with, and if there's something you want to get, great. So you can tell people that. So we're really being clear. So hopefully some of those things will help you to overcome any concerns that people have. But it's so fun. And as you develop that skill and develop your confidence, you'll just get better and better at learning to get bookings and referrals from people.